Object there was none, passion there was none. I loved the old man, he had never wronged me. Even though he knew that he had never wronged him, he still killed him.
Clearly it wasn't out of hatred because he thought about it over and over again and he couldn't get it off of his mind, so he had to kill him or else he was going to die of being insane. It was just...
He said he has no emotions, which means he's insane.
There you go.
You're crisscrossing the stories, bro.
The defendant is not guilty, and the defendant is not insane and is guilty of first-degree murder. For example, he plans this murder for a long time. He watched the old man at night, and then on the 8th night, he sadly kills old man.
I don't know what the
From the
quote was,
text.
but I don't think this is...
Stand
What
up!
supports the insanity defense is that the narrator doesn't seem to be able to the man doesn't seem to be able to control his impulses. He admits that he had no real reason to kill the old man except for the fact that he didn't like the old man's eye. He says, "I think it was the eye. Yes, it was this. He had the eye of a vulture, a pale blue film with a film over it. This shows that the man is acting based off irrational impulse and was fixating on the old man's eye in a way that doesn't make sense."
I don't know if it's here, but he said in the first paragraph, or second paragraph, that he thought about it for a week, every night, over and over again, and he couldn't sleep because of it.
Would you not see that as planning out murder?
I would not see it like that.
Getting right from wrong.
He's put himself in this whole...
Hey, I said Ethan.
Yeah, shut up. He clearly says
Stand up!
he indicates no remorse or regret for the actions he's about to take. Therefore, he does not have any emotions.
That he is insane, right? Well, if he was insane, then he wouldn't feel emotions.
He said he feels emotions, but every human being feels emotions, so that doesn't justify him killing the old man.
He feels emotions because he loved the old man, and he felt extremely guilty for killing him. So he feels emotions, and therefore he's not insane.
Excellent. Would you guys like to say anything about that?
So Ethan said that he didn't feel any regret, but he turned himself in because he felt guilty of what he did.
Lucas said that he does not feel emotions, clearly stating next. The man should not be put to death because he could not control his behavior. The fact that he found peace and excitement out of something that would scare anyone else shows that his behavior is out of the ordinary. The man explains that wherever he went in the house, he could hear the beating of the old man's heart. It increased my fury as the beating of a drum stimulates the soldier into courage. This makes the old man's heart sound like something. Not even dream of his secret deeds or thoughts. The fact that this man was prompted to laugh at the thought of killing shows that he is clearly out of his mind.
This man that killed the old man could not tell the difference between reality and his imagination. After he killed him and he was talking to the police, why are you kicking me? And he was talking to the police, he said, "But the noise gradually increased. They heard, they suspected, they knew. They were making a mockery of my heart. When in reality..."
And emotions that an insane person would not feel. He is guilty and deserves a longer sentence.
Stop mocking him. And he just thought they were, which means he could not tell the difference between his imagination and what was really happening. I want you to take into account that this is
Defense! Go!
now.
So don't talk to him. I can't talk to him. The man should not be subject to the death penalty because he cannot tell right from wrong. His reactions to the old man are inappropriate and out of kilter with normal behavior responses. For example, when the man explains how he treated the old man before he took his life, he describes how was never kinder to the old man.
Saying guilty of first-degree murder. For example, he feels emotions. He loves the old man, which he brutally killed. He feels extremely guilty for killing the old man, and he loves the old man. Therefore, is not insane.
I was never kinder to the old man during the whole week before I killed him. You said that he was not able to hold himself back, but clearly he said, "And every morning when day broke, I went boldly into the chamber and spoke courageously to him, calling him by name in a hearty tone and inquiring how he had passed the night, even though the night before he was in his bedroom, staring at him, planning to
He was
kill him."
not hearing his own heart beating, he was hearing the heart of the dead man in the floor because he was insane.
He turned himself in not because he had emotions, but because he heard the heartbeat, which clearly means he's insane.
If you are feeling guilty, your heart rate will go up, which is like
own heart.
Hey, sit back down. Get out. Because you're laughing. Get out.
Oh, dear!
Out.
You can come sit over here in the court jail.
You're in timeout.
Phone away.
The phone's
He
in the
said
courtroom.
That's right.
Speaking, only the jury can speak. Clearly, he had known that the man was dead. He was only hearing the heart pounding out of guilt, because guilt does eat away at you because he did feel emotion. Okay. He also said, I placed my hand upon the heart and held it there for many minutes. There was no pulsation.
The heart pounding out of guilt. He was hearing it out because he was insane, and he thought that the other people could hear it too. Which
Sit
is
down.
implying that he was insane.
He said he could hear things from far away.
This man should absolutely not be put to death because of reason of insanity. He cannot tell right from wrong, distinguish fantasy from reality, or deal with his behavior. He is insane.
The defendant is not insane and is guilty of first-degree murder. For example, he plans this murder for a long time. He watched the old man at night, and then on the 8th night, he sadly kills the old man.
Would you like to clarify that further about how he feels emotion?
When you feel guilt, do you feel your heartbeat? Do you hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe you're
You might hear other thoughts. It's like when you're scared and you've known you've done things that you have done that you shouldn't have. You start to see things, you start to feel
In
things.
order to get rid of his eye, which he had claimed was the root of all his anxiety, he came up with a cautious way to
When the old man was awake.
Close the sentence.
How do you know?
This one. Paper?
Yeah.
I think they've had
No
enough.
emotions, which means he is insane.
Next statement, I can prove that this man is not insane with a few quick reasons. One definition of insanity is a person who cannot think or behave like a normal human. There's no denying that this man...
The man is clearly insane, as he could not tell what is reality and what is in his mind. He could not see right from wrong, and he could not control himself after his ill mind took over his body.
What?
The jury spoke.
Alright, save the final
Hey.
results, Judge.
There'll be no further argument. The defense won.
Yeah!
That he is considered insane. Prosecution, how do you feel about this?
Clearly there was bias.
Oh! You think it's bias? Yes? What do you think? How are you feeling about this, Ethan?
It was easy. We knew we were gonna win anyway.
How do you feel?
What?
Jace? B? Yeah.
Three of the
James, how do
jury
you feel
are
about your
your
win?
time.
What are we talking about?
How do you feel about your win?
I feel like he needs some help.
Who? Our
The
guy?
guy that didn't vote for me.
Oh! I thought you meant our defendant.